It is National 4-H Week. Hello and welcome to 18WJTS in.form. Joining me in the studio is Jennifer Monarch-McGuire. She is the Youth Development Educator for Purdue Extension in DuBois County. And we're going to be talking about the 4-H program in DuBois County. And by the way, much of what she says also applies to you if you may live in a different county.
Yes.
You've just talked to that Youth Development Educator as well. Okay, Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is a big week for 4-H because this is the National 4-H Week.
Yes.
And so you're out in schools.
Yeah, what we do in DuBois County is we visit all the elementary schools and we talk to the 3rd and the 4th graders to basically tell them about 4-H, because that's really the first time kids can really join the regular 4-H program. So we'll go and we'll talk to them, give little presentations and stuff during National 4-H Week, and basically tell about all the good and things that you can do through 4-H.
So parents need to check the backpacks when they come home, because there will be packets of information about 4-H?
Yes, especially 3rd and 4th graders will be sending home information. The kids might come home and talk to you about what they heard at school. So if you're interested in having your kid join our program, ask your kids for that packet of information. They should have it. We are also, even though we're not presenting to K through 2, we are going to be sending home packets of information about the mini 4-H program for that age range as well.
Let's talk about who can join 4-H. What is the age group for 4-H?
So anyone in grades K through 12 can join some form of our program. The official 4-H program, where you can basically are open to all elements of our 4-H program, starts in 3rd grade. But you can, as a kindergartner, join our mini 4-H program, which they can still join certain clubs. They can't join all the clubs, but they can join certain clubs, and then they can take certain projects to the fair and participate in like mini 4-H day camp and things like that. So there's still an experience to be had at that age group, but that's not the target audience of 4-H. 4-H is targeted for 3 through 12.
Now, obvious to me that 4-H is a wonderful program. It is a great development program for youth. But when someone comes to you and says, well, why should my kids join 4-H? They're really busy with so many other things. Why should they join 4-H? What's your answer?
That's a great question. The great thing about 4-H, and it was even how we were just at a school earlier, and we had a junior leader there who is going into culinary arts. And part of the reason she has chosen that as a career is because of the foods projects that she learned about when she was in 4-H. 4-H is a great way for kids to learn skills that they can use for the rest of their lives. So learning how to cook, even if you don't go into culinary arts as a career, learning how to cook is something you need to do every day.
Yes.
To eat, you know. So we teach kids skills through the projects of things that they can use for the rest of their lives. So life skills is really what we're all about in 4-H.
Now, 4-H, so this is 4-H week, so you're out in the schools recruiting, so to speak. So now starts a time that they start signing up for 4-H.
Correct.
How do you sign up for 4-H?
So through 4-H, we do have an online registration system. It's called 4-H Online. So if you're familiar and you've already been in 4-H and stuff like that, you can go, or you're really tech savvy, you can go right now to in.4honline.com, log into a profile or create a profile, and you can sign up and do it'll walk you through the whole process on there. There are directions on the home screen before you log in, so if you're not sure what to do, you can go there right now and do that. Most new families will need some additional information, because it will make you sign up for a club, it will make you sign up for projects, and if you don't know what that stuff is, it can be really overwhelming to try and go through that whole experience. So you can always contact our office. Our phone number is 812-482-1782. We can walk you through the steps, we can send you links, we can send you information on how to do that. Some people I know also maybe don't have the best internet where they are, and so signing up online can be cumbersome. So again, calling our office or coming to our office, we can help you through that process, or the 4-H EXPO as well. We can definitely help you. We'll have all the resources there for you to be able to do that even right then.
Well, let's transition into the Expo, because really that's how you make it easy for 4-H. One is you're talking to people who are directly involved in 4-H or the leaders of a club in your area, and you're going to actually be able to sign people up that day there?
Right.
Okay, so Monday.
So yes, Monday, October 15th is our 4-H Expo. And basically what this is it's a really big event where you can basically just learn, get introduced into what 4-H really is. Again, I was not in 4-H, so from an outside perspective, it can be very overwhelming to try and figure it all out if you're not from a traditional 4-H family. So what this event really does is it shows your kids what they can learn through 4-H, what they can do, all the hands-on activities, and then like you mentioned, we'll have lots of club leaders there. So if you're not sure what club to join and you want to talk to a leader about what they do in their club, and maybe when they meet and where they meet and all that information will be there, and there will be club leaders that you can actually have conversations with about that.
And speaking of clubs, there's many different clubs. There are
Yes.
community clubs, and then there are specialty clubs. Let's
Yes,
talk a little bit about that.
If you will. We tend to call them local clubs, and
Okay.
all that means is it's a club that is like basically what most of the kids who are in this club will have in common is they'll all be from a certain local area. So we have a club called Celestine All-Stars that is in Celestine. So the kids in that club usually live in Celestine because that's convenient for them. But they will not necessarily all be in the same project. So be like the club leaders will go over lots of different elements of the 4-H program in that club. Then we also have what we call county clubs or project-based clubs, and these are clubs where you basically learn, everyone's there for the same project. Or to learn about content. Shooting sports is a popular club that we have in Du Bois County, and that's a good example of a county or project-based club. And that is where everyone there is there to learn about shooting sports. And usually those clubs will meet in one centralized location in the county, usually our fairgrounds. So the one exception to that is our 4-H Robotics Club, and that meets at VUJC. Okay. So they're all learning the same topic.
But like the St. Henry local club will meet in St. Henry.
The St. Henry Saints meet in
Okay.
St. Henry, yes.
Okay.
A lot of times our 4-H clubs meet at churches because a lot of times the churches are nice to us, and
Yes.
they'll give us free places to have our club meetings and stuff. So often they're meeting in a church or some community club in that local area.
And they can be a member of two clubs. They could be the St. Henry Saints and shooting sports.
That is correct. Usually what people will do is they maybe will join a local club, and then they'll join however many of the project-based clubs they want to join. So say you have a child who really wants to do shooting sports and robotics, they can join both those clubs
Okay.
as well as a local club. Or if a kid only wants to do one club, if he just really is only interested in shooting sports, they can just join shooting sports. I mean, they do have to sign up for one club, but so it can be any club.
Is there an extra charge to be a member of different clubs? Or is it one?
Technically, no. So
Okay.
we do have a $15 state program fee that is required for kids when they join 4-H. That they would pay, and that would be for however many clubs you want to join. Now, most clubs will have some sort of dues to help support the club. If you have financial difficulties in any way that might be a concern for joining the club, you should call our office and we can help you with that state program fee. And then again, that would be a matter of talking to your individual clubs, and usually they will help you with that dues too, and you just have a conversation with them.
Yeah, so don't let the finances stop you.
No,
Yes.
definitely not.
Okay.
And like shooting sports is a good example. Like if you join shooting sports, I mean, the experience they're going to get out of that alone is great. And really, there's not any additional money besides, the program fee and the dues that they'd have to spend for shooting sports. Maybe you buy a poster board if you do a poster project, but at the end of the day, it's going to be maybe $20 to $50 that you're out for a whole year of 4-H if you're just in shooting sports. Or robotics, for example. Most of our kids just do they complete their project by coming to club meetings and then maybe doing a demonstration. None of that really costs money except for the dues and then the program fee. So
Now we talk about shooting sports a lot, but isn't there like a horse and pony? Is there a rabbit club?
yes,
Is there a-
yeah. Now some of those, again, horse and pony club, there are ways to get involved with horse and pony if you don't have a horse, but obviously the cost of having your own horse, if you want to
Yeah.
ride
But you
horses.
can lease them.
You can lease them. That's definitely true. And then there's also, we have other ways to get involved in horse and pony. There's a horseless horse project. So if you don't have a horse but you're passionate about horses, there's a way to get involved that way. We also have hippology, which is again another way to kind of be involved with all of that and not necessarily have a horse, but you can learn all about horses.
Okay. But you also have some specialty clubs. Spark clubs.
Spark clubs. Yes.
How is a spark club different than a club?
So again, I know families, a lot of kids, we compete with kids all the time because kids are so busy. Sports, everything like that, very busy, lots of things going on. So maybe you're a little overwhelmed at joining 4-H for a whole year and you're like, I just don't know if I have time for that. Well, what we offer now is we offer something called Spark Clubs. And that could be the club that you join for the year. And all it is it's basically 6 hours of time that a kid gets involved and learns about a project or an activity. So we actually have some coming up during fall break. So when kids are maybe looking for things to do, we have 2 Spark Clubs scheduled right now. The first is called ATV 101. And this is for those families out there that have ATVs, four-wheelers, that their kids might be riding on. And it's basically to teach them how to safely ride their ATVs and to know what to do. We actually would have a course set up for them to drive like in a figure 8 and just different things to know what's the safe way to really maneuver an ATV. A lot of times people feel like they know how to do that. But they don't. And I think the news articles that we see about all these ATV accidents are very evident of that. There's a lot of kids that are driving these out there that really don't know the proper ways to control their ATV.
What's funny is sometimes kids will not listen to their parents, but they will listen to another adult who gives them instruction, an authority figure of some sort.
This is true. So this would be a great event to have your kid come to if you have an ATV already. And basically there is a few things you'd have to do beforehand to make sure that you have a properly fitting ATV and all the safety equipment. But the great thing about this event is it's basically just $15, and that $15 includes a 4-H membership for the whole year.
So yeah, okay.
For the whole year, and then also there is for anyone who completes, the Rotary Club is giving away like a waiver form that would give them basically money to purchase additional safety equipment and stuff to go along with their ATV.
Excellent.
So yes, it's a great opportunity. This is happening October 23rd, 24th, and 25th, so all during spring break, and it's in the evening, 6 to 8 at the fairgrounds.
Oh, fall break. We always think, fall break. So yeah, that's right.
Spring break is in my head.
I
don't know. Maybe
I'm
already wishing for the spring.
That could be. But we understand where you are.
Yes, fall break time.
Now, and then the spark plug.
We have another spark
robotics.
club. Yes, this is actually the science of Star Wars. We did an event like this in the spring, but this is episode 2.
Okay.
So we had basically a lot of success with our first one. A lot of kids had a lot of fun, and so we have all this Star Wars stuff still, and we want to utilize it again and in a new and different way. So anyone who attended our Star Wars Spark Club last April, it's going to be new stuff. New things to do, so it'll be fun for you as well. But this is, again, open to grades 3 through 12, and it'll be happening at VUJC, and that'll just be Friday. So it's going to be an all-day event, 9 to 4 on Friday of fall break, and it'll be $15 for 4-H members, but really the only 4-H members we have about 14 4-H members at this current time. So it's basically people who have enrolled since October 1st that are considered 4-H members, and then $30 for non-4-H members. And again, that includes a 4-H membership for the rest of the year. So this is a really good time to sign up for a Spark Club, because then again, if you do Spark Clubs again in the future, you won't have to pay that additional $15. You can do as many as you want, and you can do the Spark Club only, and that would be all you do for the whole year, or you can sign up for other clubs as well.
So you could do Spark Plug and then also be part of the fair when it comes up.
Yes, yes, you can. Or, we even have thought about ways to show off the skills that kids are learning in these Spark Clubs at the fair. We haven't totally structured that. It's a little early for details of all the fair right now, but we are doing these things during fall break. So it's a great opportunity, again, for your kids to kind of experience what 4-H is, but maybe not make the year-long commitment at this time.
Okay, so to recap, this is National 4-H Week.
Yes.
So this is the time to start signing up. You have, not that it's necessarily a deadline, but there's a window to sign up. So it's now until sometime in January.
January 15th.
Okay. But the best time to sign up for 4-H and to learn more and to get into the program is Monday at your expo, and you can go to this no obligation either. You can go just for fact-finding, just to find out.
Yes, our 4-H Expo event is really just a place for people to learn more about 4-H and just have some fun. We're going to have some food there. The 4-H Council will be there. We'll have lots of club leaders there. We have all of our information. We'll have our clubs and all of the lists, and you will have phone numbers and stuff to contact club leaders if they're not there. And then we'll have hands-on activities throughout the event. So if you have little kids that you want to just have something fun for them to do, they can hit all the stations sessions and do little hands-on activities, and then at the end when they're done they get a prize. So it'll just be a really fun event. Even if you're in 4-H right now, it's still a fun event to attend and participate in.
Well, it's also a way, if you are in 4-H now and you really love the 4-H program, it's a chance for you to go and talk to other kids about 4-H and why they should join.
Exactly, and in fact, we just have a member right now in our robotics club that's planning to program a robot to help show kids at the 4-H Expo what he does.
Excellent.
So definitely exciting to have kids showing other kids what they do in 4-H.
So Monday night is the Expo. It's the 4-H Expo at the 4-H Fairgrounds.
Yes.
And there are packets going home with kids now to about 4-H. So parents watch for those in the backpacks when they come home from school. Get them to join 4-H.
Definitely. And again, if you're maybe not in the K through 4 age range, but you're still interested, you can always call our office to learn more or come to the 4-H Expo. Everyone is invited to attend. We welcome anyone and everyone in the 4-H program.
And it's not too late to join 4-H. You can be in 6th grade and join 4-H if you've never joined before. You can be, 16 years old and have never joined but want to join. You can join.
We have amazing trip opportunities and experiences for kids in high school too. If maybe your teenager just needs to be involved in more things but hasn't quite found that thing to be involved in and get that leadership experience, 4-H can be that. I remember we had a very dedicated junior leader who was only in it for 1 year. She joined in high school through a friend, and she ended up being on our council for the state junior leader conference, planning the whole event. So you can get a lot out of it even if you join late in your 4-H career.
All right, well, Jennifer, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Our guest has been Jennifer Monarch-McGuire. She's the Youth Development Educator with Purdue Extension in DuBois County. It is time to sign up for 4-H. Thank you for watching WJTS. We're local people watching local people.